Welcome to the episode 1 of my Camaro restoration series. This video covers my first attempt to fix the old dashboard, a journey filled with unexpected twists, challenges and some lessons learned. While the initial fix didn't turn out as planned, it paved the way for some wild ideas involving 3D printing and virtual reality sculpting. So, when I got the car originally, there were a few things that I wanted to do immediately or to start with. And I had this really nice garage where there was parking space for 3 cars. It was warm garage and the middle space was always empty, so it was perfect to do all kinds of renovations to the car. And when I got it, I inspected it a lot, opened up some spaces and noticed that many places needed fixing. And for example, in this you can see the gearbox area. It was absolutely horrible, but we fixed that and we added some metal to the floor and but those are topics for other videos. So this one is about the dashboard and my first attempt with it. The very first thing I wanted to do was the central console and the doors, and kind of that led to the dashboard. I started with removing the original central console and the door, and I had this nice wood material that I was planning to integrate to both to the central console and to the doors, and later also to the dashboard. When I started to investigate the dashboard, I noticed that I guess sun had been shining to it and some moisture got in also because the windows were all leaking, and the old plastic had bended a lot, and also I guess the material inside had swollen because it was it looked really weird, and it had cracked open from long area. And I started to think that okay, this is something that I need to fix. So I started measuring the area between the central console and the dashboard. So there I had some radio that didn't work and some gauges, and I took some measurements, and the idea was that I somehow just make the space between them and I connect them somehow. And when I removed the dashboard fully, the shock was quite huge since it was a horrible mess there. I managed to remove cables that were not in use, and it was like a big plastic bag of it. So that was a shame that the previous owner had not removed or replaced the cables when he changed the engine, because when swapping the engine it would have been perfect chance to just rip off all the old cables and replace them with a new cable kit. And this is something that I would want to do, but I don't think I can afford it. So current plan is just to update as many cables as possible and continue with that. So there was a lot of connectors that I didn't know what they are. I could see that many cables had been just cut off, so some things were just removed from functionality. When I removed the gauges, I took pictures of everything, like all the cables, nothing was marked, so it was very challenging. The air conditioning, there had been an air conditioning at some point, but now it was just a kind of ventilation system and it didn't work almost at all. It still doesn't. This is another big investment that I would like to do. to install real air conditioning, and I checked some companies from USA. They have really nice systems with quite tiny control boxes, so I could remove this ugly control system that doesn't even work well, and replace all the cables related, and that would be wonderful, but at the moment I just can't afford it. It's way over 1,000 euros. And there were also all kinds of switches there. I think one was for honking the horn. It didn't work. And then there was another press button that I guess it was for locking the front brakes, so you can burn some rubber, but I don't think I can afford buying new tires all the time. The fuse box looked horrible. There was kind of like jumpers just pushed in, and all the cables went to few of the fuses, and these keep coming off, so I would love to replace the whole thing. I will have a separate fuse box for all the electronics that I'm installing myself, and I will put it to the new dashboard to a separate place. But the old one, oh my god, it would be so nice to replace it. So when I removed the dashboard, I noticed really that it's so bendy that I need to cut a slice the whole way in front of the window. I need to cut away all the curved plastic, because it was impossible to. I don't know even what plastic this is, but I had a plan that I will put some kind of hard, smooth, straight plastic there, attach it, and then cover it, so I get the kind of like a straight surface that matches to the car. So I started to work on that first, even before the doors and the central console, and yeah, it was interesting. I checked many YouTube videos how to do this, and I added the plastic there. I made several holes to it so the glue can go through, and also the glass fiber can go through, so it attaches well. Then I put tens of clamps to it, and yeah, it turned out pretty well. The surface was pretty smooth, and the next step was to fix the area of the dashboard on top of the steering wheel that was also broken totally. I think some of the previous owners has pulled off the dashboard and broken it because it was a little bit difficult to take off, so maybe there they broke it. So I fixed that also with the glass fiber, and yeah, then it was ready for the wrapping. So the wrapping with this canvas was done with I don't know what is the liquid called for the glass fiber, but first I used 2-part glue, one with the spray and one with this liquid tube, and that works really nice in this kind of thing. You just apply the liquid or spray the other side, and then when they go together, it really sticks out. It was really easy to stretch this fabric and get it totally smooth. And after it's stretched and glued, then you put this glass fiber, whatever liquid, and it hardens it a little. And once that's dried and a little bit hard, you start to apply the glass fiber. And yeah, I made these holes to the glass fiber also, so that the liquid goes through and kind of attaches it from the both sides. Once it was done, then there was a lot of sanding, then adding filler, sanding a little bit more, spraying it with primer, checking, okay, still not smooth, add more filler, sand, add more filler, spray, sand, going for a long time, and this is really not nice work. I don't recommend it, but if you remember to sand it when it's not totally hard, it's easier. But I managed to do it, and I think the end result was pretty good. And while I was doing all this updates to the car, I was still using the car, so every time I wasn't doing something, I put parts back and I was driving. And there were several obstacles. So many things broke in the car. And before I got this car, I always had well, not new cars, but cars that were way more reliable, and I had also money to take them to a garage. But with this car, I fixed many things myself and learned a huge amount of stuff, and a lot of thanks to our American car club in my hometown. The guys there were crucial, helping me, and always happy to help and give advices, so that was a big help. But I managed to learn a lot. But what broke? The charger broke, so I was left on the street in Germany because I didn't have power anymore. Then the battery also died related to that. I got a very big battery. The original American battery was very small, so that was weird that it even managed to do anything. But I got a big battery, and that is fixed. Then there is the radiator that started to leak, and I got that fixed and bought these new fans from junkyard. What else happened? Yeah, the accelerator, sensor, whatever, gas pedal. I was driving, and several times suddenly just on the highway nothing happens when I'm pressing the pedal. And yeah, finally I solved it. It was this sensor that was broken, and managed to change it. Another thing to learn how this works. Then the lights have been always a horrible thing. This cabling, because the cables are so horrible, the light switch also doesn't work well. So this is something that I will replace at one point. I don't want to have this old like a pulled thing. And related to that, also the windshield wiper switch is in the dashboard, and I don't like it. I want to have it like in the modern cars, and I have replaced that part already, and it will be kind of integrated to the dashboard because I can't attach it to the steering wheel. So that will be a cool thing that will be in future videos. So some relays broke, gasoline pump relay, and that was also, I was quite proud that I could detect what was happening, and I managed to change it also myself. So there I learned a lot. The signal lights relay also broke, and I replaced that. And while having all these problems, we also managed to do some cool installs of many different kind of gadgets, and one of them was this Night Rider and police car. But it would be nice to change that to have a few buttons inside the car. This is with the remote control and just switching the profiles, and this is not good. I would like to have just put the for fun the Night Rider, not the police one. I think the police would not appreciate that too much. So anyways, in the end I managed to do the dashboard, and I painted it with some kind of paint with texture, and it looked pretty nice. And I was kind of happy with the result that I managed to do. But as you see in this picture, I have the fixed dashboard there, and I have the design for the central console. It's mostly wood, and I have the wooden parts also on the doors. but something in the design of the dashboard I just don't like it, and especially the central fan opening. It's like this box. This car is so nicely shaped that this kind of, also the side ventilation openings, they are like these boxes, and they are all broken, by the way. It just doesn't fit to it, and I was really like thinking like they have these nice designs, but why do these look so crappy? And then I also noticed that the gauges, I can't fit them nicely there, and the background of the gauges it's somehow broken. It's coming off, and it has these holes for some whatever was installed in it before, and I was thinking maybe I could fix it somehow, and at this point I started to already have the 3D printer, and when I started the project I did not have a 3D printer, and now I had it, and new ideas started to came to my mind, and I built this central console stand for the mugs. In this picture it's just very first designs that I ever done, but it already combined the design with on-shape and then sculpting in virtual reality. So I was testing it already, and I put them together, and wow, you can do this is cool, and that started to bring me to my head like wild ideas of, hey, maybe I can do something else also. And in this point also I had this kind of display stereo Android thing from China, and well, that was a huge disappointment. I tried to buy a model with enough memory and everything that it would be reliable, but it was very bad. Navigation never worked. Audio was it was breaking up the connections. Nope. I got a Pioneer kind of more basic model because actually I have now navigation in the dashboard, and that will be also some interesting thing to show in future videos. So I didn't actually need the screen anymore, so that I scrapped. But there was few things in the dashboard still that were annoying to me, and in addition to this gauge background, this sides end pieces or the connections in the end of the dashboard, for some reason it didn't anymore fit to the original shape where it's supposed to fit. I don't know, when I removed it, did it there kind of start to slowly open the old plastic or something, but it just wasn't fitting there. And also the dashboard was actually pretty heavy, so it would need a very good support, and to keep it in this angle that is very close to fitting, and I would need to add something there. So no, this is not good. So it was ugly, it didn't fit well, and I started to have ideas. And that is the topic of the next video. My ideas, what started to happen. I started to think, hey, this 3D printing stuff, it enables craziest things, and really like this is a new thing and no one is yet doing it. New cars are pretty conservative in that sense. The world is open to design whatever there, so of course I could not stay with this original one anymore. So in the next video we start to go through the design. This, what I did here, was kind of wrong direction and even maybe waste of time. Well, I learned cool things I had never done before, and I used these techniques also in the doors. That is also another video for future. I think I need to do the doors totally from the beginning. I added already speaker mounts there with the same technique I used for this dashboard, but I'm afraid that I need to do it. It's still the old parts are not fitting well, they have also bent. So I think I'll need to do those also, and maybe there I can also go a little bit crazy, add some crazy functionality there, I don't know yet. But yeah, so if you are curious to see what came to my mind and how I designed the dashboard, stay tuned, like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.